Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I noticed that I haven't uploaded a vinyl record painting tutorial in a while, so I think it's about time to share another one with you. If you don't know me, hi, I'm Jennifer and I run an Etsy shop where I sell hand-painted vinyl records and other goodies, and today I'm here to help you to make your own record painting wall decor. Feel free to check out my Etsy shop and follow me over on Instagram for more inspiration. In this video, I'll show you how to paint this beautiful cloudy sky. You will need a record, doesn't matter if it's a big or a small one, acrylic paint in white, blue and black. These are basically all the colors you need, but you can of course add more colors if you want to. Next, you'll need a flat brush and a round brush, a jar of water, a paper towel or a piece of cloth. I would also recommend some gesso, but if you don't have that, don't worry, you can make it work with regular white acrylic paint too. First things first, since you want your paint to look even and vibrant and not streaky and dull, I highly recommend taking the time to prepare a proper base layer, either using gesso or white acrylic paint. I want the label to still be visible in the end, so I'm only covering the outer area. I think it can be helpful to use some tape or stencil vinyl to create an even circle, but since you can use the little ridges as guidelines too, it's totally optional. If you, however, don't want the label to be visible in the end, just cover the whole record in gesso. Depending on the gesso you're using, I'd recommend to add another layer once the first layer has dried completely. In total, I'm mostly using 2 to 3 layers because that's what looks best in my opinion. And by that I mean that the surface should be white and not kinda grayish, especially when you're planning to use light colors on top. When the base layer is completed, it's time to add some color. Choose some blue paint you like and cover the whole white area with it. Feel free to adjust the color to your liking, meaning you could add some white to make it lighter, or add pink to make it a little more purple, or even create a gradient of different colors. I'm using blue with a hint of white here, since that's the easiest option to follow along. Depending on the paint you're using, you might need a second layer to make it look nice. If so, just let the first layer dry and then add another one on top. If you have some leftover paint on your palette, like I have here, I'd recommend using it on a piece of acrylic painting paper or whatever you have at home that can handle acrylic paints. Because then you'll be able to do a little practice run before adding clouds to your actual record. You can outline the clouds with a pencil first if you don't feel comfortable just winging it. Then you will need your round brush and it should be completely dry. Not slightly damp, dry. Believe me, the results are way better with a dry brush. Dip the very tip of your brush into white acrylic paint and start outlining the top of your clouds with circular motions. As you can see, I'm making sure to define the top edge of the cloud and let it fade towards the bottom. Next, I'll add another row in the same manner, just below the first one. By letting the paint fade towards the bottom of the cloud, you can easily create shadows. So make sure that you're not covering the whole faded area with white when adding the next row. And I'm saying row, but of course don't just add a straight line. Instead, go up and down a bit, like I do here, to create an interesting shape. If you feel like the top isn't white enough, add a little more white to the edge. To deepen the shadows below the cloud and between the different layers, mix white with a tiny bit of black to get a nice gray and then add it where you feel like your cloud could need some more depth. When you're happy with the shadows, clean off your brush on a paper towel. Then define the highlights by adding white to the top edge to make it stand out a little more. And your first cloud is ready. Keep practicing a bit if you like, or continue working on your record in the same way as I just showed. By the way, this is how I create clouds. Of course, there are tons of ways how to paint the subject, but this is how I like to do it at the moment. It might take a bit of practice, but the great thing about painting clouds or nature in general is that no one can tell you that the proportions are off or that the shape doesn't exist among clouds, because there's no one who has seen all clouds that have ever existed. So chances are that sometime somewhere on this planet a cloud existed that looked just like yours. However, if you're not happy with the shape of a cloud, don't worry. Since we're working with acrylic paint, let the paint dry and then paint over it. I did it with the cloud on top here and it worked just fine. Also, if you'd like to add some of these almost transparent, kind of foggy little clouds, use very little paint with a dry brush and make little scribbles with your brush. If you need some inspiration for cloud shapes, just Google reference photos. I promise you'll find something you like. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below and feel free to tag me on Instagram when posting your wonderful paintings. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye!